Aloha and welcome to Upside Down Pilates. In today's lesson, we're going to be releasing our muscles a little bit. Malia, Nicole, Eileen, and of course Herman will be with us. Let's get going. Go ahead and go on to all fours, ladies. Elbows right underneath the shoulders, knees sits bone distance apart. Make sure your upper middle back is reaching to the ceiling so your serratus anterior is fired up. And make sure your elbows are slightly bent so that you're not locking or hyperextending your elbows. Take a nice big inhale right and left. Now exhale from the low belly. Curl the pelvis under, round through the spine and reach your back up to the ceiling. Good. Deep inhale, right side. And then exhale, roll all the way out. And let's go all the way into extension today. Glide the shoulders down and open the front of the chest. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Curl the pelvis under from bottom to top. Round through the spine. Reach the back up. Good. Deep inhale right and left. And exhale. Start from the tailbone. Roll all the way out into extension. Good. Pause a moment in your extension. Make sure you're not hyperextending your elbows. Good. And now we're going to go from top to bottom. Inhale, nod your chin, and now exhale, curl and roll from top to bottom, reaching that back up to the ceiling. Good, shoulders still down the back, deep breath. Now from the crown of your head, exhale, snake out and go all the way to extension. Keep yourself supported through your shoulder girdle. Good, inhale, nod your chin a bit. Now exhale, curl and sequence through from top to bottom. Excellent, ladies. Deep breath right and left. And now from the crown of your head, reach out and go all the way into extension. Good. Come back into neutral position on all fours. Good. And now we're going to go just moving the top portion of our body. So take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bend to the right side. Keep your lower pelvis still and look over towards your tush. Good. And now come back center as you inhale. Feel your head reach out and away. Now go to the left side. Exhale. Feel your left rib draw down to your left hip, but keep your lower pelvis still. And come back to the center. And again, top part. Exhale. Side bend to the right, keeping your pelvis still. Reach out long center. Head reaches away. And now to the left. Keep the pelvis still. And come back center. Excellent. Now you're just going to wag your tail. Move the lower portion of your body. Deep breath. Exhale, hike your right hip. Your legs may follow with you, but our goal isn't to move our legs. Our goal is to move our torso. Come back center. Tailbone goes back. And now exhale, hike the left hip. Try and keep the upper body as still as possible. This is a little more exciting than it looks. Good. And come back. Again, hike the right hip up. So we're working our obliques here, ladies, warming them up. And come back center. Good. And now let's go ahead and go to the left. Good. And come back center. Good. Now, upper and lower at the same time. Make sure your elbows are not hyperextending. Here we go. Exhale. Side bend to the right. Bring your tush to your shoulders and shoulders to your tush, and you can look down. And now come back center. And now over to the left. Exhale. And come back center. Good. Last one. Over to the right. Nice. And come back center. And exhale over to the left. Good. And come back center. Good. Let's release back into child's pose just to take the pressure off from our shoulders for a second. We're going to do another one. I call it cranking. We're going to get our full torso going in a nice circular pattern here. All right, let's come back up onto all fours and give it a go. So we'll start by side bending to the right and we'll go down first. Okay? Exhale, side bend to the right. Look at your tush. And now head and tail go down to the ground. Pause here and make sure your upper middle back is going to the ceiling. Good. And now side bend over to the left. Good. And now head and tail go to the ceiling. Chest goes to the floor. And again, exhale to the right. Side bend right. Head and tail to the floor, back to the ceiling. And side bend to the left, and head and tail to the ceiling. One more this way, to the right, and to the floor, and to the left, and to the ceiling. Let's reverse that whole pattern. Side bend left, head and tail to the floor. Side bend right, head and tail to the ceiling. Head and tail to the left, to the floor, to the right, to the ceiling. One more time. And left, and to the floor, and to the right, and to the ceiling. Good. Go ahead and release back into child's pose, and let's take a break. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and do some stretches or releases for your neck. All right? Seated nice and tall, just let your arms soften wherever they go. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, allow your right ear to fall towards your right shoulder. As you do this, make sure your chin doesn't jet forward. Pull it back and in to make sure that your ear is right on top of your shoulder. Good. And now you're going to turn your chin down towards your chest just a little bit on a diagonal, and we're trying to stretch right here on this little diagonal. That's your upper trapezius, if you want to know the fancy terms. Good. And go ahead and turn your head back side where it was. Now you're going to take your left arm, reach it outside, walk it along the floor if you like, and you'll get a little more stretch in the top of the shoulder. Good. Release your left arm and bring your head back center. And let's do the other side. Lift tall. And now as you breathe out, you can allow your left ear to fall down to your left shoulder. Again, a lot of times we go, ooh, and jet our chin forward. Make sure you pull it back and long to get that real nice stretch in the upper trapezius on the right side. And now you're going to tuck your chin down and in, and you're going to feel the stretch in the back of your neck here. And just breathe gently while you're here. Good. And go ahead, turn your ear back side. And now reach your right arm out long. You can walk it out along your mat. Make sure your rib cage is in. Make sure you're sitting right on top of your sits bones so we're not splaying our chest forward while we're here. We're still maintaining our neutral alignment. Good. Release your arm and bring your head back up. All right, this one's going to get a little exciting. Okay, reach your arms out to the sides. Take a big breath. Now as you exhale, you're going to sweep your arms down and allow your right arm to cross underneath your left. Wrap your hands around and try and put your palms together. This might not happen at home, okay? So do the best you can. You can also grab onto a little towel or something to hold it here in case it won't go all the way across. Again, staying in neutral pelvis while you're here. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up, lift your elbows up. Beautiful. Now exhale, push your shoulders down, but try and keep your elbows still in space so you get more of a stretch in between your shoulder blades, which is just glorious for you, isn't it, Malia? Good. And go again. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. And exhale, press them down. Good. One more. Shrug them up. And exhale, press them down. Keep your belly lifted. Now you're going to try and keep your elbows still and level. And you're going to attempt to reach your arms slightly more forward without letting your elbows come uncrossed. You can straighten them as much as you can. They probably won't go all the way straight, but keep your elbows level. Don't let them drop back down below your shoulders. That makes it more fun that way. Good, nice work. Bring your hands back in and uncross them. Reach them back outside. Deep breath. Let's go to the other side. Exhale, draw the left arm underneath the right. Wrap them around and bring the palms together as close as you can. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. And exhale, glide them down. Again, inhale, shrug your shoulders up. And exhale, glide them down. One more. Inhale, shrug those shoulders up. And exhale, glide them down, widening across your back, connecting through your abdominals. Good. Keep the elbows still in space, and now try and straighten your arms out. Doesn't have to go very far to feel exciting. Good. Continue breathing gently. Nice. Bend your elbows and release your arms outside. Take a big breath. And now bring them back behind you. You're going to try and clasp your hands behind you in the back like this. Good. Try not to pinch your shoulder blades together too much while you're here. Keep them down and wide. The closer your fists are together, the more exciting this gets as well. Good. Reach down with your wrists, nod your chin, and now start to roll yourself forward. As you go forward here, folding at your rib cage, you're going to reach your fists to the ceiling, but it won't go very far, most likely. Good. Keep opening the chest. Allow the tension in the belly, but allow the neck to be soft. Good work. Take a breath, and now exhale, scoop down, pull the belly button in, bring the hands back down towards the floor. Good. And go ahead and release your arms side. And you should feel a lot of energy flowing through them. And just bring your arms back down. Good. And let's go ahead and take a break. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and go into some churning. So let's go back onto all fours. Again, keep your shoulders wide and your elbows gently bent so that we're not hyperextending and we have this strength and support in our shoulder girdle. Here we go. We'll go to the right first. Shift over to the right. And now shift your tail backwards. Let's go backwards. Shift over to the left. And now go forwards. Nice. And go to the right and to the back and to the left and forwards. And again, right and back and left and forwards. One more, right and back and left. Let's reverse it. Go to the left and back and right and forward and left and back and right. Check out what your shoulders are doing, and left and back and right and forward. Good. Stabilizing here on all fours, we're going to thread the needle. So you're going to take your left hand first, slide it underneath your right hand. You're going to reach your left scapula forward and through. Good. Now you should feel a stretch coming all the way across your back here and definitely in between your shoulder blades. We're attempting to keep your pelvis in as neutral as a position as humanly possible, or hips as square as possible, and this may feel funky. What you want to try to avoid is shifting your hips all the way over here. Keep them right in the center. Good. Continue to breathe here. Now, if you press down into your left hand, the back of your left hand, and press backwards a little bit, you might feel even more stretch in the back of that left shoulder. And if you like, you can reach your right arm up to the ceiling now. Reaching out through your pinky finger, you can turn your head towards your hand and feel the distance as you reach through the front of that shoulder. Good. Continue to breathe and allow that openness across your spine. Beautiful. Place your right hand down, press into your right hand, push back up onto all fours. Support yourself through your abdominals. Good. Take your right hand now, slide it underneath your left, and same thing. Scoop and reach the right side forward. This one is probably more tight, especially if you're right-handed. Yeah. Again, try and square your hips off. Good. Drop your left hip down a little, Nicole. Nice. Good. Try not to shift over to the right. Press down into the back of your right hand and press backwards to get more of a stretch. Back behind your shoulder here. And now reach your left arm up to the ceiling if you can. Reach out through your pinky finger. You can turn your head if possible and look towards your hand, but that's extremely exciting. Good. Continue to breathe. Nice. Put your left hand down, push into it, lift through your abdominals, and come back to all fours. Good. Let's go ahead and do some stretching of our legs. Bring your left leg forward now into a lunge. So you're going to tuck your right foot under and push it back. So you have a straight right leg. And make sure your left foot, your left heel is underneath your left knee. Good. You're trying to square your hips off the best you can. Keep breathing while you're here. Our goal is to stretch the front of the right hip. Good. We're going to press back with your left leg. You can pull your right leg up underneath you a little bit and press back and straighten your left leg as much as you can. Again, you're trying to square your hips off and reach with your tailbone. Try and straighten your back out. It's not going to go straight, but you're going to try. Draw your right hip down more if humanly possible. Good. Continue to breathe. Let's turn now to the center. Head goes down. Grab onto your big toes. Pull gently on your big toes. Bend your elbows out sideways and reach your head to the ground. Good. As you're here, you're trying to reach your pelvis into neutral. So that means your tailbone up and your back long. Again, it's not really going to get to neutral, but you want to make sure that we're getting the stretch at the insertion of the hamstrings instead of primarily in the lower back. So you're trying to lengthen out as much as you can in a straight line. Good, nice work, ladies. Let's turn around to the other side and lunge the right leg forward now. Go back into your pike still. There you go. We're doing a fancy retrograde. Good, again, you're trying to get both hips as even as possible. Pull up energy through your right quadricep. Remember, when you contract a muscle on one side, it sends signals to the back or opposite side for the muscles to release. So that will help engage your stretch even more. Good. And now go ahead and lunge back down. Make sure as you lunge down, your knee is directly over your heel. Reach energy out through the back of the left heel and keep the left leg as straight as possible. Our goal is to get a stretch in the front of the left hip here. Good. And let's go ahead and take a break. All right, let's go ahead and lie down onto our mats. Extend your legs long, and now draw your right knee in towards your chest. Grab onto your knee with both hands, and just take a moment and allow the femur bone to release into the hip socket. See if you can feel the front of your hip relaxing here, so you're not gripping or holding anything in your hip. Good. Keeping the left hand on your knee, open the right arm outside, take a breath, and now let's draw that knee across your body and go into a little stretch. You can bring it all the way down to the ground if your body allows you to go. Look back to your right hand if you're like. And again, try and get the front of the hip to release a little bit so we're not gripping in there. Reach some energy out through your bottom leg so it's active. Good, take a breath, and using your abdominals, bring the knee back in. Extend that right leg down long, and let's go into the left. Draw your left knee in, grab on, and just take a moment and feel the fold into the hip socket here. Allow the front of the left hip to open out. Make sure your lower back is nice and long, and make sure your abdominals are working here. Good. Go ahead, keep your right hand on, open the left arm side, take a breath, and when you're ready, you can breathe out and draw that leg across your body, getting a nice big spiral stretch. Looking back to your left hand. The knee can go to the floor if you like. Allow that right leg to go long, but just go to where your body feels comfortable right now. Good. Take a breath and bring the knee back up and allow that left leg to go down long. Good. Draw your right knee back into your chest. Take 2 fingers and grab onto your big toe. Deep inhale. Now, if you can, exhale, straighten that leg up as much as possible. You're trying to get your right hip to draw down even with your left, and you're trying to get your pelvis in neutral. Draw your shoulders down. Keep reaching energy out through your left leg. Now, if you can't quite hold on to your toe, you can grab onto the back of your hamstring. You can grab onto your calf. You can grab onto your ankle. You can use a towel. You can use a TheraBand. You can use a magic circle, whatever you need. Good. Release your big toe if you have a hold of it. Take both hands and grab onto your ankle or your calf. Good. Point your toe now. Inhale, nod your chin, and exhale, fold yourself forward. As you fold forward, make sure you're folding at your ribs, make sure you're hollowing your belly and allowing your right hip to reach down to your left. And if you're feeling fancy, you can try and keep your left leg in parallel. Feels delightful. Good, go ahead, bend your right knee and allow it to lengthen out onto the mat. Nice work, ladies. Good. Bring your left knee into your chest. Take your left 2 fingers, grab onto the big toe, and straighten it up if you can. Again, if this is too much excitement for your hamstring or your low back, grab onto your ankle, grab onto your calf, grab onto your hamstring, the back of your leg, whatever feels good for you. Keep energy in the right leg. Try and stay in parallel. Keep reaching the left hip down. You're trying to stay in as much neutral as your body will handle. The left on this particular movement is generally more exciting than the right. Good, nice job, ladies. Let's grab